Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is not a show. It's the Weekly Pint, but if it was a show, I would be the Gnarly Gnome. I would be your host of this this happy hour, this gathering of like-minded drinkers, this group of people who want to kick off their week the right way, and that is hanging out together and having a drink together. It doesn't have to be a beer. It doesn't have to be booze. It can be whatever you want it to be. Maybe it's a fizzy water. That's fine. I drink a lot of fizzy water. Might even my side beer tonight is going to make you laugh. Here is my side beer. I'm drinking champagne. I don't actually know why. My wife has been, I guess, on a champagne kick. I don't actually know, but she had this bottle and she's like, "I'm going to open this. Will you drink it?" And I said yes. Because, of course, that's always the answer in my house. Then she said, "You could drink it on the Weekly Pint." And I'm like, yeah, I don't really know how to talk about that. So I'm not actually going to drink it on the Weekly Pint, although you may see me sip away at it from time to time. It's not the theme. It's not. I guess the theme is drinking, so it is the theme. I don't know. It's fine. But tell me what it is that you're drinking as you crack open your drink. See, Marco is going to have a truth. I'll count that. Not currently. My wife says, "I forgot my garnish. You didn't give me a garnish." That was up to you. Josh is having a third IPA. Julia is having Northern Row Coaster. That is their blackberry tart ale. That sounds delicious. Chris is having a Gnome on the Range. That is definitely the theme. I will accept that. Eric is opening Untapped Potential. Untapped Potential, that's... Which style is that? I get all of their things mixed up. All I know is Groovy Baby. And that's English Mild. Beer names. I'm so bad at beer names anymore. I can't keep any of them straight. All right. I am going to kick things off with my favorite. Sometimes. No, not usually my favorite part of the show. Sometimes my favorite part of the show. It's the schnappening. I've got my glass ready to go. A fun little West Virginia shot glass. Little known fact: I was born in West Virginia, so it's mine. Kolsch. That is a Kolsch. Okay. We're gonna go Bekarovka. I've had this on the show before, but if you are new to things, this is a liqueur, I guess. I don't know. It's booze from the Czech Republic. Herbal liqueur. There we go. It's all you need to know, and it is it's delicious. It's also in this cool like flask-shaped bottle that's just really fun to hold. You will see this behind some bars around town. Not at most of the bars that I think should have it, though. I feel like this should be in a lot more places. I tend to see it in more hipstery types of spots, if that makes any sense. Let me pour it, and then we'll read the bottle. Bekarovka. It's just fun to say. Eric says that Third Eye doesn't give too many hints with a lot of their names. I think that's, it's the names themselves don't let you know what you're going to be drinking. Not that I have a problem with that, but it does make it hard to remember. Jeremy is having Wiedemann's Imperial Pilsner. An Imperial Pilsner. What's ABV on that? Or is it just extra Pilsner? I need to know what it is. I remember there was I believe it was an Imperial Pilsner. It was one of the Cincy Beer Week beers from days past. I think that was Imperial Pilsner. It was some kind of Imperial light lager. Bekarovka, which I encourage everybody to say at home by themselves because it's just so much fun. Bekarovka. It's a delicious spirit with a unique taste coming from the heart of Europe. Bekarovka has been produced since 1807 in Karlovy Vary, Carlsbad, from a secret mixture of herbs and spices, traditionally consumed neat, cooled to below 6 degrees Celsius. It's a good thing I don't know what 6 degrees Celsius is because I didn't cool this at all. I'm going to assume that it's the temperature of my basement. cooled to the temperature of my basement. For refreshment, Bekarovka is excellent mixed with tonic or some other soft drinks. Okay, or with other soft drinks. Do I have any soft? I might have some soft drinks. I might have to grab a soft drink. Bekarovka, that's so much fun to say. The original taste from the heart of Europe. All right, let's see what Europe's heart tastes like. I imagine... Well, I know what it tastes like. I don't think it tastes like a heart. I think it tastes like star anise. Like licorice. Maybe Europe tastes like licorice. That's all I can figure out. 7% anniversary. Okay. There definitely some licorice stuff going on. But there is like a... Oh, man, what is that? Did I ever take notes on this to try to figure out what the heck is going on in here? I need to get another keyboard so that I don't have to reach like this all the time. 1807. Okay, we got that. No, I don't have any notes. I have a couple articles, though. Bekarovka. Man, it's so much fun to say. Eric says clove. Yep, there's definitely some cloves going on. Yeah, it's very like fall-like, but at the same time, yeah, fall. It's a very fall-like aroma. All right, let's just get in this. Chris says that I always think of chartreuse when I think herbal liqueur. I think of a lot of things. I think all of my favorite spirits, like things to drink on from the booze shelf, are all probably considered herbal liqueurs. I think. Not that I don't like whiskey. I think whiskey's fun and it's tasty, but I like stuff like this so much better. All right, cheers. Bottoms up. I don't know how to say cheers in Czech. Probably I don't know. They probably understand cheers too. Cheers. Surprisingly, light, super drinkable. It definitely has this kind of filling, warming thing that happens afterwards. But yeah, it's more like okay, it comes in a little bit more. There's definitely some bitterness. That's so good. It tastes like something that's healthy for me. I think that this is probably healthy. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but this is probably healthy. Probably very healthy. It's good. Oh, yeah, it smells like a Christmas shop. Nasravi. Okay, that makes sense. It's not as funny, but fine. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's not fall that I'm thinking. It reminds me of walking into some kind of Christmas shop, and they have like a bunch of those pine cones that are like scented with what they think Christmas smells like. It's not what Christmas smells like. It's only what Christmas smells like because of those stupid pine cones. But yeah, it's like a clovey, nutmeggy, star anise, cinnamon maybe. I'm not tasting a lot of cinnamon, but that's what the smell reminds me of. Yeah, I definitely get cinnamon now that I'm thinking it in my head. Man, it's a Christmas shop. Maybe I should put this in the back with a little note on it for myself that says, hey, drink this at Christmas time, because otherwise I'm going to forget that it tastes like Christmas. It's reindeer juice. I have you know what? A lot of schnapps are good at Christmas time. Between this and like the Zierbens, the Alpine schnapps, and obviously peppermint schnapps, they're all just really good at Christmas time. Josh says it's like a cinnamon stick stuck right up your nose. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. But in a good way. It's like somebody stuck a cinnamon stick up your nose, but asked you for permission, and you were excited about it. That's what it's like. Julia says you should bring that in a flask to Chris Kindle Market. I would never sneak a flask into a licensed establishment where they were serving other drinks ever. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. Okay. It's a good thing it's a video. If you're listening to the podcast feed, you should always watch the video. For the record, there is a podcast feed of the show. And I appreciate all of you that listen to the podcast feed. But the fun way to do this is to listen live on Monday nights. Typically, say 9:30-ish. As you saw tonight, we were a little late. It happens sometimes. Life gets busy, chaotic. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a show, so it can be a little late. But it's more fun to do live because we can talk to each other. You can kind of control where the conversation goes because sometimes, like tonight, I don't have a ton of things that I want to talk about. I just want to drink with people. That's all I really want to do. There are some things I want to talk about, but we are headed into what I consider my busy season. This is the time of year where things get extremely chaotic for me as far as gnome stuff, trying to complete some very big big projects that I'm working on. And most of them you guys are familiar with by now because they're repeating things. We've got Oktoberfest Quest, which is, I have not bought any Oktoberfest cans yet. I have had some Oktoberfest beer. I've not bought any cans yet, but I believe that will probably be happening this week. It is on shelves. There is Oktoberfest on shelves. And there are some that I'm already really excited about. I have to shout out before I even buy it, before I even try it, Rheingeist, which we'll talk about Rheingeist a little more in a minute, but Rheingeist is has changed the recipe for Franz, which I know is going to upset a whole bunch of people. Franz is a crowd pleaser, but this is the very first year that they will be making Franz as an actual lager. Franz is finally a real Oktoberfest beer. I'm sorry, can we just take a minute to... Yes. This is what we need more of. I love it. Rheingeist, hats off to you. I love Rheingeist. As you guys see, there's a Cincy Light sign in the studio. That's how much I love Rheingeist and what they're doing. And I think that this is a great move. I'm excited. I'm excited to get my hands on it. I'm excited to try it. I didn't pull up any notes on it. It's never gone very far into the competition, not because it's a bad beer, just because there were better Oktoberfest beers. I'm really excited to see what it does this year as an actual lager. So that's one big project, though, is this Oktoberfest Quest, which consumes so much time, so much energy, gives me such stress and anxiety between making sure I get all the beers, managing the bracket, storing all of the beers in the house, cold, mind you, storing them all. It's a lot. And then on top of that, we have to plan the finale of Oktoberfest Quest, which if you have never been to a finale, we do a live podcast. I taste the final 4, final 3, however it works out with the math. Try them all live with other judges, usually 2 other judges, sometimes just 1 judge, but usually 2 judges, ideally 2 judges so that we can't end up with a tie. And we do a blind taste test for the finals to pick a winner of the best Oktoberfest for the season. The winner is then awarded live, ideally because they're there, a trophy, the Golden Gnome, which last year's winner was Madtree. I don't think that Golden Gnome is displayed proudly in their tap room. I don't notice that. I cannot say for sure right now. Every year, the previous year's winners get first dibs at the finale to be live in their tap room or whatever tap room they want, I guess. But they get first dibs. I believe Madry is taking me up on that. I believe we are still talking about dates and trying to get it scheduled and everything. But I believe it will be held at Madry. I believe it'll be in Oakley, but I'm not 100% sure. So stay tuned. We will definitely, as soon as I have that date set in stone, it'll hit my calendar, and I will let you guys know when it is so you can put it on your calendar and make sure that you're there, because I really, really would love to see a good-sized crowd there again to kind of keep this thing going. I love it. Eric says, you mean not just aged on a Jungle Gym shelf? No. That picture actually popped up on like my, photo stream or whatever. That makes me sound very old when I say it that way. Like the memories when they pop up on your phone. It popped up on there the other day for me, this picture of these dusty cans on the shelf, and I got mad again. It's funny how that works. Marco says, Madry has won twice, right? Yes, Madry is the only brewery that has won twice. They're not the only one that's made the finals twice, but they're the only one that's won twice. That's right? Has Sonder won twice? Why am I feeling like Saunders won twice too? That can't be right. I'm pretty sure it's just Madry. Hang on. Let's see. Oktoberfest. You would think some of these things I would just know, but I don't. Yeah, no, okay, yep, I'm right. I'm not crazy. Sonder has won twice, and Madry has won twice. So clearly there has been a couple breweries that have dominated the last couple years. All right, so going back to 2019, Julie says Westside is almost always in the finals. I really hope that this is their year to win it all. Me too. I guess I shouldn't say that, but I love Westside, and I think that they do deserve a win at some point. It is always fair. It is always a fair competition. I can't make somebody win, but I would feel good for them if they did. They were definitely in the finals last year, and I believe finals the year before. I believe. Anyways, and I believe the finals the year before. So 2019, the winner was Braxton with October Fuel. I'm still counting that one. That was not a full Oktoberfest quest. I did not do every single beer in the bracket. I picked the ones that I knew were my favorites, and then between those picked a favorite. So the modified. Same kind of goes for 2020. The winner was Listerman with their Fest beer. I believe we had most of the beers from that year, but probably not all of them. The first year we had absolutely all of them was 2021. That year Sonder won. 2022, Madry won. 2023, Sonder won. 2024, Madry won. Let's see if somebody can take it away from Madry and Sonder this year. If one of those beers wins, more power to them. They're great beers, but I would like to see some other breweries up there in the list. There's been some good winners up there. So I wish I would write the finalists down for each one too, because there has been some really, really great beers. And last year was fascinating. It was the first year that of that final, I think it was the final four last year, the final four, I thought I knew what each one of the beers were. I thought that I could label them all, and then when they were revealed, I was definitely wrong. Marco says, so Sonder did win twice. Yeah, Sonder won twice, Madry won twice. That is the last 4 years of the competition, was Sonder and Madry just dominating things. Both great breweries, clearly. It's not a shocker that they are making good Oktoberfests. But, man, I have high hopes this year. You have Sinbev, I believe, coming with 2 Oktoberfests this year. You've got Sonder. I don't know if I know they've had their Märzen on lately. I don't know if that's a recent batch or if that's a thing that'll be out and about. Don't know if it'll see any packaging. I doubt it, but maybe that would be fun. I heard who was it that there's somebody else that I was talking to that is gonna have to. Oh, I love it. I get so excited about Oktoberfest season, but it is stressful because it is one of those big events. On top of Oktoberfest Quest being a big event in my gnome sphere, Cincy Beer Week. I've been really struggling on this one to the point where I've contemplated several times just not. I'm not going to say not doing it, but not doing it the way I tried to last year. It was a ton of work, a ton of work, and I am not nearly where I would like to be with planning it this year on paper, but it'll go on. Show goes on. There will be a Cincy Beer Week, I believe. Don't quote me on this for sure, but I think we are pretty. Sorry, my phone's like over here. It's a bad spot for it, but I believe pretty set in stone that it will be the 3rd through the 12th of October. So it starts the weekend that Oktoberfest in Munich is ending, and then ends with the weekend of GABF. That's what's holding me up a little bit. I don't know if it's a big deal for a lot of breweries to have it at the same time GABF is, or if nobody cares. I don't know. I've been trying to get feelers from people, but, it's hard to tell what people are feeling about anything. But that's coming up and extremely stressful. Big Sis, trying to get Big Sis planned, trying to get it brewed, trying to get it ready to tap during that week, ideally, is also happening right now. All of that is going on. I'm wrapping up this huge video/blog post. I talked about it last week. If you weren't here last week, go back and listen to that because I'm not going to give a spoiler again this time of what it's about. But if you like wings in breweries, you should be ready for that tomorrow. But wrapping that up, that's been a huge thing. In fact, it's technically not wrapped up. I still have to finish the blog post. It's mostly done, I think. I hope. But I got to finish that up tonight and get it scheduled for tomorrow morning. And so just so many things like that are happening. A couple very big video projects. One that I know I've talked about with you guys a little bit. I've been doing this project with the Brewing Heritage Trail. They were restoring or are restoring the Bruckman brewery complex and the cellars underneath of that. And this whole time that they've been doing it, I've been documenting the process. I've been making a couple of vlogs that you guys have gotten to see. But it all culminates with this big thing that I'm in the middle of. I'm making a full-on, it's a documentary, but I don't want to call it a documentary because that freaks me out of how much work that makes it sound like it actually is. It's a long, very long form video that kind of walks you through the complex, why it's important, the state it was in and the state that it needs to be in and why that's important, and some of the stories that kind of go around that. Just all about the Bruckman complex, which is something that I love. I love it so much, but it is, since it's just me and you sitting here, I can tell you this. It is terrifying to think about the scale of this video, because I've never made something of that scale before. And it'll be fine. It'll be fine, but I'm freaking out about it a little bit. We have some interviews scheduled for that next week that'll then really start to shape kind of the final form of the video. Once I get that stage kind of figured out and know that everything is fitting together right, I think that'll take a little bit of weight off my shoulders. But yeah, I'm kind of freaking out about it a little bit. So just very busy time of year. I'm obviously throughout all of that trying to also keep fresh blog posts about new things happening in the city up. Trying to keep building out other sections of the website that still you probably don't even really notice that they exist right now, but they do, and they will become very important over the next 5 years or so. Just a lot of things. In fact, if we want to talk about, well, before we talk about other local things that are happening, we should talk about another section of the website. If you remember back, let me kill this, and then I'll crack open a beer, and then we'll talk about this other big project. There's kind of a... I'm trying to... Making sure it's not like soap on my hands or something that I'm smelling. When I first put it up, it reminded me a little bit of like my grandpa's cologne. There was a little bit of that. I don't know what he was putting on, but maybe my grandpa was sneaking off and drinking Bekarovka. Maybe that's it. Yeah, it's kind of like a manly cologne. Good stuff. If you ever see it somewhere, drink it. Trust me. Okay, let's open up a beer, and then we'll talk about this other big project. Chris says, "Hi, karate." I'm pretty sure that's not what it was probably like, I don't know, Stetson, something like that, something very, very manly. High karate was like very hip and happening. It's not my grandpa. Okay, this is a double hazy IPA. Not always my favorite style, but I'm doing this, well, I won't talk about that yet. I've been drinking a few more IPAs lately. This is from the Canvas series from Mothfire. I know nothing about Mothfire. It is edition 5B459, whatever that means. 8%. It says, "Get hype, number 459." And I believe it was canned on 3/27. So yeah, we need to drink it. These things are supposed to be super fresh, right? Let's see. Brewed and canned by Mothfire Brewing. This is in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It tells me to gather around the fire. I don't understand. I don't have a fire, but I would. Oh, Mothfire. I'm gathering around the Mothfire. Okay. Chris says that was what my dad wore. Your dad was way hipper than mine. Yeah, okay. Oh, there is some more down at the bottom. It says hops are Citra, Mosaic, Nelson, Citra Dynaboost, and Citra Hyperboost. Oh, man, this has got to be delicious. Look at all the boosting. I don't know what any of that means. I know what Citra is, but I don't know what Dynaboosted and Hyperboosted Citra. I don't know anything about that. Maybe somebody smarter than me is on here that can tell me. I assume it's some kind of like extract product or genetically modified something to be fruitier, or who knows. That is that's a hazy beer. Yeah, it definitely looks like I just poured orange juice in my glass. And not even like good orange juice. Clearly it's like gone bad. This is like orange juice that'll probably kill you or make you drunk. Because I guess orange juice doesn't really like I guess at some point it goes bad, right? But it just ferments. Eric said some of the old ones had eucalyptus. That could be a thing in it. I'll have to duck down to my fridge for a shot. Are you talking about the Bekarovka with eucalyptus? Or High Karate with eucalyptus? Yeah, I don't know what eucalyptus smells like, so I can't really... I don't know. It smells great. Like, even just like the glass afterwards, it smells so good. Like, that is what I want. Yeah, that's what I want my house to smell like when you walk in. Julia says, it looks like I forgot to water down the frozen OJ concentrate. Kind of. Look, I don't have anything against these styles, these hazy New England, whatever they are. I don't have anything against that, but that is not what a beer is supposed to look like. It's just not what it's supposed to look like. I guess there's something aesthetic about it, maybe. I don't know. I think I need to drop that camera angle down just like another 10 degrees. Chris says Vicks. Great. Okay, that's eucalyptus. Maybe. Yep, maybe. There might be some eucalyptus going on there. Man, you might have ruined it for me. It smells kind of like Vicks. It smells great. My grandpa smelled like Vicks. That's the that's what I've learned. All right, let me smell this kind of beer. I know that a lot of people love this style. I'm not trying to crap on the style. It's fine, but man, it just I don't like, who looks at this and be like, man, this is what we want our beer to look like. Okay, let me smell it. It does smell good. I don't smell the Dyna Boost, but I definitely smell the Hyper Boost. Yeah, it's no surprise. It's bright citrus. I'm searching for that Nelson, and I'm not getting it, but it's probably hidden behind all the hyper boosting. All right, let me see. Look, it's good. I don't personally get it. It's not what I want to sit and drink all the time. I can appreciate it. I can sit there and drink it and I'll be fine. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get the hype that this beer style created in the beer industry. I still just can't quite wrap my head around it. I assume it's just because it is easier to drink, a little softer, a little less bitter, still hop forward, so it's kind of fun. But okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna dump it out. I'm gonna tell you that. I'll sit here and I'm gonna drink it, and I'm gonna smile the whole time. But I just, yeah, it's not my thing. I don't even know what is my thing anymore. I'm drinking Bekarovka one week and glazed donut vodka another one. I don't know. The alcohol industry is very strange, and people like me are part of the problem, I think. We're indecisive and like drinking things that maybe aren't normal, I guess. I don't know. It kind of makes me sad thinking about it and thinking about how many people probably are crazy about this beer and rant and rave about it, and I just don't get it. And it's not that I don't get it. I kind of do, but it used to be that I understood. Like when somebody said, "You got to try this beer. This is a great beer." I would sit down and I would taste it and I'm like, "You're right. That's a perfectly crafted beer. That's delicious. It may not be even delicious is not fair. It's a perfectly crafted beer. Like sometimes flavors aren't things that I like, and I think that's okay. I can even sometimes appreciate things that I don't like a whole lot. I still, when I taste a beer like this, it feels like it's not done. It feels like it's still missing something. It feels like an unbalanced project. Like I feel like you're just not done finishing what this is going to be. Like it's just missing something, and it makes me feel crazy sometimes. I don't understand it. I'll drink my juice and I'll get off my soapbox. Yeah, like the. Oh, did I lose a light? Which one did I just lose? Oh, not an important one. Eric says that the algorithms are looking at my drink history and just shake their heads and say, heck if I know. Yes. It would be interesting to see, like, if it was just me, like not the gnome, but just me as like an actual like person, an actual drinker. What would I drink day to day? Like, would stuff like this be more common in my life, or would I drink less of it? Would I, would this even ever enter my fridge? Or would I just be drinking a whole bunch of lagers all the time? Just a whole bunch of German lager. I have no idea. Like, I really, like, it's become so confusing now of the things that I do for content versus the things I do because I'm just downright curious about it versus the things that I do because that's just what I want to drink. I guess maybe in that regard, it's not as abnormal as I feel like it is. Maybe that is true for a lot of drinkers now, that we've given ourselves this gift of curiosity in our drink, and hopefully for a lot of people, yourselves included, some kind of a palate that can appreciate something different and something exciting. So maybe it's not maybe it's not that off the wall to think that we're just consuming a lot of weird stuff for lots of weird reasons. I don't know. Anyways, as I sit here confused about the fact that I'm kind of enjoying this unbalanced mess of a beer, another thing on the website that I'm working on, I was going to launch it August 1st, and I over this last week, after seeing how little I've stuck to the plan of having it done ready to go for October 1st, to be honest, I'm realizing I should probably not try to force myself into that bucket. I think I'm going to go September 1st, but I did want to share it with you guys. I should have put the logo into the Smart Work for you. I don't have the logo for you. It would take me, I don't know. Let me see if it's easily accessible. First, I have to hit this button here, and that pulls that up. Then I can go over here, and I can do this, or this, even better. We can hide that. I can click that. And then, if I had the artwork on this computer, where would I put it? It would be in current projects. Probably blog content for this month. Probably there. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Okay, we can do this. Without further ado, launching not August, but September, you can look forward to this. And I know some of you will remember last year as soon as I pull it up. We have the Gnarly Gnomes Summer Bar Blitz. I came up with the name this year. Yeah. What happens here is for an entire month, every single day. Also, ignore that line on there. So, yeah, we got to... I think I can do... Nope, that'll just shrink it down. Can't get rid of the line right now. Just ignore it. Maybe I can take this. I could put this on... Oh, no, I'm messing everything up. Put that there, maybe. Gets rid of part of it. Nope, that gets rid of too much. Now I'm messing everything up. So last year I did it for August. This year it's going to be September. Every single day for an entire month, there will be an article posted about a different bar in the city, in greater Cincinnati, we'll say. The goal, long term, the goal with this is to have an entire section of the website, actually a big part of the website, to where you can go no matter what part of town you are in or you're headed to or you're curious about. You can go there and you can click on it, and it'll tell you everywhere you can drink in that part of town. Now, obviously, we all hopefully know the best breweries in town and where they are. We know the distilleries that are around and where they are. But there is a whole other sides of drinking that I want to make sure everybody knows about. I really, really, really believe that my website can be the go-to source for anything drinking related in Cincinnati. And I mean that down to the goofiest thing that you can think of. I want you to be able to go there, read about it, know what it's about, understand. If it's somewhere that I think you should go to, there should be some even more in-depth stuff about that. That is a huge undertaking, a very big project, a very long-term kind of refocusing of what the website is, because with all of that, it doesn't change anything about the current stuff that I'm publishing. So the podcasts will still be around, or are still around. You will still have all of the latest news, reviews, and opinions about Cincinnati beer. All of that will still exist and still be as prominent as it is now. But this is adding just more to it. So anytime you add more without taking something away, it just becomes very complicated. And I've been kind of shifting into this for a couple years now. And the Summer Bar Blitz is something that kind of forces me to focus on that a little bit harder for a period every summer. I don't know why I'm doing it in the summer instead of in the winter when I'm not as busy, or in the early spring or something. I guess Bachfest is in the early spring, and that's a busy time, but I don't know why. Because I'm a glutton for punishment, that's why. But it's cool. There are so many great places to drink in this city that I think people need to know about. And I know that people do. In fact, every time that I write about a new spot that I think is a great spot to have a drink, there is somebody that comments, somebody that I've talked to before, or I know who they are, that gets on there and comments and said, yep, that's my spot. It's great, and I'm glad that you noticed. And like that makes me feel so good that like all around town, I guess people are supporting our local breweries, which is extremely important. But there are people that have found these other spots that they go to drink. Sometimes it's craft beer. Sometimes you go there for a great craft beer selection. Sometimes you don't. Like there are places that I think exist in a way that provide a refuge for craft beer drinkers to get away from craft beer. And I do think that's important. That's something that I've been thinking about a lot. I think sometimes you need to get away from your regular spots, obviously. You need to get away from craft beer spots if you're a craft beer person. You need to get away from places where you're going to run into somebody that you know. You need to just go somewhere where you can sit by yourself and have a drink. I think that's important. You need to go somewhere where the drinks are not even the focus. Maybe it's live music or board games or something. Like something else needs to be the focus. You need those spots too. You need to go to places where you can get a Blue Moon and just have a great burger. That's fine. That is a place that needs to exist. And I want to help kind of tie all that in for people. But with that, we just got to start writing about a whole bunch of spots. So that's September. Every single day you'll get a new spot. And you will keep seeing spots kind of pop up periodically in Drinking with the Gnome. In fact, the next episode of Drinking with the Gnome features a local bar. I'm going to call it a local bar chain. And that's as much as I'm going to tell you. It's a chain that I enjoy and I go to a lot. And I think a lot of you hopefully enjoy too. If not, hopefully you will after you hear the episode. And I might try to time that. No, maybe I'll time it to post kind of as we kick into the summer bar blitz. I'm really struggling with the name. Last year I called this thing the summer bar. Call it an extravaganza. The dog day. No, it was the dog days of summer bar breakdown or something like that. I don't remember, but it wasn't great. And this year the bar blitz I think is a little better. I'm still not loving it. I still just can't figure out the exact name I want to call it. And I think this is going to be a yearly thing. I feel like I could keep this up for the next, 10 years and still not get all of the bars that I really want to write about done. Julia says it's totally Applebee's. I'm not going to confirm or deny. Wherever it is that I'm sitting down with, I believe I'm sitting with the owner and head of... Actually, I don't know what her official title is. People person. I don't know. We'll see. It's totally not Applebee's. I'm not doing Applebee's. That is a whole separate thing. There is a podcast coming that kind of involves Applebee's, but it's more just me talking. As soon as I get it done, I just got to get that done. There's a lot of things like that are on my list that I just have to get them done. Let's move into local news. There has been a couple interesting things happening. So not local, and I should mention it anyways. I did take a road trip last week. I finally got in the car and got all the way up to Wilmington. I say finally because this is the first time that I've been out to Wilmington since the cidery has been open. So Tin Cap Cider has been open for God knows how, 7 years, something like that. They've been open forever, and I have not been up there to check out what they're doing. So I made it to Tin Cap, and then also, of course, to our friends over at South Ridge Brewing. We'll talk about both. I was going to write a blog post, and I probably will write a blog post, but we'll just talk about both now. Tin Cap. I don't love kind of sweet, more... I guess modern cider. I don't love it, but I really kind of love this place. I walked in. I got there right kind of. I guess we're not right as they opened. I think they opened pretty early, but I got there kind of in the afternoon. Just a good time, good quiet time. People were super friendly as soon as I walked in. I got myself tasters of all of their cider. And they were all kind of on par with each other. They were a little sweet and a little what you would expect from what we've gotten from cider. I feel like my head is sitting on top of the beer glass when I look at it that way. But it was all good. It was all good. And I think what most people are wanting from cider today. They have barbecue, which I didn't eat there, which was killing me, but I had other plans for my food. But the next time I go up, which I will be making another trip up at some point to hang out a little longer at both spots. The food looked great, smelled great. I think it's going to be a fun spot to hang out. They have out back like a big patio, big covered patio, and then a separate kind of covered patio with a big stage, and then a non-covered patio. This big outdoor space that I, just looking at pictures of them and stuff that I've seen over the years, I didn't even kind of realize that all that was going on. Really, really cool spot. They did, and I don't think they knew who I was. It's possible that they did because I have kind of talked to them a little bit recently, and I probably mentioned to them that I would be up at some point. So it's possible they knew who I was, but they did mention when we were talking and did not tell me that it was kind of a secret. So I'm going to tell you guys that they are definitely planning an expansion, which if you know them and you've been kind of playing along, watching their story, You know that they've been planning an expansion for a while. They had one almost done that kind of fell through for various reasons. But they're not done looking. And when I asked so when you say, another space, are you talking, are you going north? Are you going south? How are you going to plan this thing out? And he's like, well, no, definitely something like Mason or Lebanon or somewhere like that. So that gets me pretty excited. I think Lebanon would be really, really smart for somebody like that. I think it would work. It would work with the kind of the theme of the place and be a natural extension for them. And I think the people in Lebanon would latch onto a cidery very quickly. So keep your eyes peeled for that and pay attention, because there will be something on the blog very soon about the road trip. Second stop of the road trip, Southridge Brewing. Hopefully everybody that's listening to this, at least listening to this live, has been to Fibonacci. You guys know Fibonacci. You remember when Alex was at Fibonacci, just making a ton of really great beer, and you remember how broken your heart was when you realized that he was leaving, because it broke my heart. And luckily for us, it's just a short drive away to get up to Southridge. And Southridge is not the same thing that Fibonacci was. There are some like personality crossovers that you'll see, because I think who Alex was, and I'm assuming who some of the other owners there at Southridge are. There is a crossover there of personality types. But okay, so pulling up to Southridge. The brewery that was there before was called Brausch Brewing, I believe. I never got to go there while they were open. It was outside of my bubble, and I've just been too busy for the last decade. But you pull up, and the building, I mean this in the kindest way possible, it looks like it's seen some shit. And when you walk in, you can tell that they have put their own spin on things, refreshed it, given it an entire different personality. It was kind of a dark bar space. And when you walk in now, it's warm. It is inviting. It feels very, I'm going to call it pub-like. And it seems like it is a space where neighborhood people are coming and just spending time together, which again kind of goes to that pub kind of personality that I crave so much. So I sat down. I got a flight of all of their beers. They have, if I'm remembering right off the top of my head, I did not prep any kind of notes for this because that's how I roll now. I think they had, I want to say, 6 beers that were either brewed in-house or were collaborations with somebody else, I believe. And then 4 of those, I believe, were just theirs. 2 were collaborations. I could be wrong on those numbers. I'll have to look at my notes, and when you read the blog post, you'll see. But everything I tried was fantastic as far as the beer goes, and I think that's the important thing to make note of. All of the beer was so good. There was, oh man, I should have put my notes up. See if I can actually. Oh no, my notebook's in the other room. There was definitely an Italian Pilsner. There was another lager. Was it another? There's another lighter beer. It wasn't a Kolsch. Okay, I can't remember. It's not important. Italian Pilsner was great. There was a stout that was fantastic, just an American stout, really, really good. There was an alt beer, also really, really great in a style that I think we're not seeing enough of. There was a meat stout that was a collaboration with Gravel Road over in Middletown, which probably deserves an entire article by itself about meat stout and what it is. I still am a little confused about the beer, and I loved it. That was a fun one. Yeah, maybe that's just right about meat stout. But I think overall, what I want you to know about Southridge is that it is a neighborhood brewery. Oh, here we go. Thanks, Alex. American Stout, Alt Beer, American Brown Ale, Czech Dark Lager. That's the one I'm thinking of. A Brown Ale, the Italian Pils, Dark Czech Lager, and then the Meat Stout. Yeah, the Dark Czech Lager was great. Yeah, so really, really, really fun styles that I think it's almost easy when a brewery's opening up just to kind of go to the hits. And, you brew something dark, you brew something light, you brew something hoppy, and then you start kind of riffing off of each one of those. And that's fine. But something about craft beer that I think we've lost or are losing is this idea of exploration and walking in and seeing styles that maybe you don't know about or you haven't had before. That's exactly what they do. Exactly what it seems like their thing is, their personality. If you walk in as somebody that lives close by, you're like, man, I just want to grab a beer. I really like light beer. It's like, oh yeah, we got a light beer for you, and they'll give you a light beer, and it's fine. But then, as you're sitting at the bar and you see other people ordering things, and you hear people laughing about a meat stout, you get a taster of it just to see what people are talking about, and it kind of just starts pushing you along this journey, and that's what I love about tap rooms. Julia says, "Did you bring home some of the Czech Dark Lager for Marco? It's his favorite style, I didn't bring anything for Marco. He can come up there with me. We should take another road trip and get in the truck." And Julia says, "That's an amazing sounding tap list." It is so good, and the food, at least the food that I had, was fantastic. And I think that it's easy, again, to kind of half-ass your food and do just some mediocre to not so great pizza thrown through a convection oven, or what other half-assed food can we think about? It's easy to kind of ignore that side of things, and people just need something to eat so that they stay longer. And the world of craft beer is ready for something more than that. And we're already seeing it. There are some places with some great food, don't get me wrong. But we need to see more of it. And especially coming from smaller neighborhood breweries, to create a space that caters to everybody in a different way, if that makes any sense. Josh says, more alt beers. It's one of those styles that I think there's a lot of people that just don't understand. And when somebody doesn't understand anything or doesn't understand something, it kind of gets me more excited about that thing. Sorry, I'm turning this off because my battery is blinking at me that it is very angry. And if that battery gets angry, I lose sound, which I guess is not the end of the world. I can just go get another battery, but I don't really want the sound to cut out on me here. So yeah, that road trip was great. Really, really great. I am kind of low-key excited to get up there. We're in a time when I can spend a little more time. We were busy with other stuff here at home, and I had to get back home as soon as possible. So didn't get to spend as much time up there as I wanted to. We were getting ready to head out of town. That's one of the things that I was going to talk about this time that we're kind of running low on time, so I didn't. But we took a long weekend this weekend to head up to Salina. My wife is from Grand Lake, St. Mary's area, Salina, Ohio. There is not a lot of craft beer up there, but we go every summer, and I find some way to drink my way through the weekend, and I did. There is in downtown Salina, which sits right on the lake, which is usually we stay somewhere close by, but there is a brewery called Lake Rat. They were around here a little bit for a very short period of time, and then they kind of scaled their distribution back and are, as far as I could tell, pretty much just there. The tap room, I guess, is also a coffee shop and like a little restaurant, and they do wood-fired pizzas, which are actually pretty good. They have a bunch of other beer on tap also, so there's always a good variety of stuff. The problem is that the guest taps are usually better than the Lake Rat beers. Just throwing it out there. The beer quality has gone very far downhill over the last few years-ish. So I'm never really looking forward to their beer. We made a stop at Moeller Brew Barn, which their original location is in Maria Stein, which is just a few minutes south of there. Stopped there for lunch one day and had a couple beers. And I kind of thought the beer was good. I didn't have that many while I was there. I didn't try the whole tap list or anything. But everything I had was pretty freaking solid. And the food was great too. I didn't get anything earth shattering. I got pizza, which was really good. So, Moeller Brew Barn, I know I've been a little rough on them sometimes when I talk about them, because I think they've had some not great beer around. Julia says, I still remember the Brew Juice logo from when they distributed down here for a bit, and the raspberry with legs, Berliner, I think. Yeah, I did drink that one. That's called, I don't remember what that one's called. Pickin' Berries. Pickin' Berries, I think. Yeah, I had that one. It was fine. I did not have the Brew Juice while I was there. They have I don't know, there were maybe 6 of their beers or something, and then everything else was guest taps. But Moeller Brew Barn, I was actually kind of low-key impressed with what they're doing. Other than that, we went to mostly dive bars. We went to a couple dive bars, had some dive bar wings, had some beer that was not very crafty. I drank some PBR at one point. We went to kind of a little local restaurant that's up there, and I drank Killian's. So that's the kind of. It's all right. Lesson learned. I always say lesson learned. There are some things where I've made the mistake so many times that I'm pretty confident in saying I'm just going to keep doing it the rest of my life. And not putting fresh batteries in before a show is kind of one of those things. Also, why am I running those off of batteries anyways? Why are they not plugged in? Whatever. We'll figure this out one of these days. This is not like the final desk that's going to exist in the studio. I should have built the final one by now, because I think this is kind of the way the setup has settled into. But when I build the final desk, everything will be plugged in. The only thing that isn't is the drink cam and the soundboard, which I guess are probably. I guess the drink cam is not super important, but the soundboard, yeah, it kind of is. I guess that should be plugged in. I don't know. So we were living the lake life all weekend, and I'm feeling the wrath of it right now. My legs are covered in mosquito bites from sitting outside by the lake around the fire pit at night when we could get breaks in the rain and do so. I just got eaten alive by mosquitoes, and so I'm like, the whole bottom half of me is so itchy right now, and I'm ready for that to not be the case. Paying the price. Anyways, I guess I should have taken the dying battery as a sign that we are past our time. It's there's not really rules of how long the show is supposed to be, but an hour seems like it's probably pretty good, and that it's time to go to bed. I gotta finish a blog post. That's my plans. I'm gonna finish that blog post so that it's ready for you in the morning. So in the morning, when you wake up, probably not when you wake up, I'll probably post it like 8:30 or something, so people are up and getting into work and doing that whole thing. Go to YouTube, and I don't often beg you guys to watch YouTube videos or whatever. Please, please start watching some of these videos if you don't already, especially stuff like this that I put so much time into. I really want to start growing this YouTube channel and letting it kind of tie into other things. I have this dream of this world where when I do a big project like this, this one, that you'll have a blog post that lives in tandem with a video that lives in tandem with a podcast. So eventually, no matter how you like to consume your content, it's there for you. Unique pieces of content, not the same thing repeated in different places. Unique pieces that each kind of highlight different aspects of it, if that makes any sense. And out of those three things specifically, a podcast, a video, or a blog post, the videos take so much time and so much effort, not just recording them and kind of planning them out, but the editing and putting it together takes so much time. And the more people that watch it, the more I'm able to create them. So please do that, and please share it. Share with your friends. Again, tomorrow morning around 8:30. That's assuming that I finish it tonight. A lot of assumptions there. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. If you like this, if you like any of the stuff that I do, please go to thegnarlygnome.com/support, and you can support that way. You get early access if you are a paid member of the Patreon, which is what that is. If you're a paid member, you get early access to all of this good stuff. Not necessarily the blog posts, although I'm still trying to find a good way to make that happen. You get early access to all the videos, Cincy Brewcast episodes, Drinking with the Gnome episodes, all of that stuff. You get them first because I appreciate you so much. That's the way it works. So stay tuned. You will get this mysterious Drinking with the Gnome episode probably maybe even this week. Maybe by the end of this week, you'll have it. Don't quote me on that. We'll see. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you right here doing the same thing, same time, same place next week. Till then, cheers, everybody. Gonna make a rule that in order to be featured on Drinking with the Gnome, every bar must carry Bekarovka.